Love is a beautiful thing. At least, it's supposed to be. Marcia and Stefan knew each other years ago. They had a brief fling, but that ended quickly. They met again years later, and after talking for a while, they decided to start a relationship. It was pleasant. Stefan was emotionally mature. Their conversations revolved around spiritual healing history and the system. He was also involved in the Black community and sometimes gave workshops. Marcia felt safe and secure, and he expressed the same feeling. He was proud of her for where she was in life after all the years he hadn't seen her. He never knew she was involved in Black consciousness and also possessed so much talent, intelligence, and spirituality. He often took her out and about and out to eat. He gave her a present during dinner. Marcia got a little emotional. It was the first time in her life that she had received a gift from a man. He couldn't believe it. Stefan still couldn't believe that Marcia had never received a gift from a man. But it was absolutely true. Stefan told her he found the programs and music she listened to very interesting. But later, it suddenly turned out to be something else. Stefan often had back problems, and Marcia was happy to help him with massages and spiritual healing. It seemed to help occasionally, but then the pain returned. They both enjoyed walking, so he often took her for walks. Stefan's back ached every day, and Marcia massaged him every day. Marcia started feeling some pain in her neck, so Stefan occasionally gave her a massage as well. But Marcia's shoulder pain worsened. Sometimes she couldn't massage Stefan because of her own pain. One day, Stefan asked for a massage. Marcia responded wittily with, maybe. To which Stefan replied, "What are you saying? Maybe." Marcia laughed it off and said, "Of course, it was a joke." But was Stefan's answer meant to be funny, or did he mean something else? Marcia is in love. She can't wait to see Stefan again. She's happy that she's finally found someone she can trust and build a life with. Finally, someone who understands her and with whom she can grow. She's on her way home and is going to make something delicious and healthy to eat. Marcia thinks her lessons from Karmic Relationships are finally over. Now it's time to stop living in suspicion and fear that someone wants to take advantage of her or drain her energy. But is Marcia too trusting too quickly, or has she finally found her divine husband? Marcia had known Stefan for years and had once thought he would be the love of her life. Stefan was very open about his past and talked about the manipulative relationship he'd been in. They could relate to each other in that. That's why it felt so safe. At first, it seemed like they were both on the same page about their spiritual growth and views on the system. He also knew she didn't trust the system and certainly wouldn't vote. Her spiritual growth is important to her, and she enjoys watching programs that provide her with knowledge. At first, it seemed like he found this inspiring and was also working on his own spiritual growth. The conversations quickly went from inspiring to boring and superficial. He tried to slowly bring her back to the third phase of living in illusion and trusting the system and politics, a subject she had clearly indicated she had no interest in.
I find the program on TV unbelievable.
It really helps with my spiritual growth.
Hey, come on, we have to vote.
I'm not even gonna talk about it.
Hey, you gotta vote. This election is huge.
That just doesn't make any sense.
It does. It's very educational. Can I watch the news?
Of course you can. I'm gonna make dinner.
The greatest love of all. I found the greatest love in inside of in me.
A steak wouldn't be a bad accompaniment.
I want to live and eat healthier and no longer be poisoned by genetically modified foods.
It doesn't matter anymore. It's already in our system. you want isn't going to work, and I see it more as an addiction.
I'm busy creating something. It's a passion, not an addiction.
All he could think was, how do I get her onto a different path? How do I make her bend to my will? His aim was to stagnate her from her goal.
You knew I was doing this.
How many people are ignoring your messages?
Marcia has a passion and a goal she wants to achieve with it. She's busy creating her own career, one that makes her happy to get out of bed every day and works with passion and inspiration. She knows she wasn't born into this life to work a 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. job to maintain this system. She wasn't given her talents and gifts to put them aside and then die without having accomplished what she was meant to do. It's certainly not to be a slave to this system. Stefan couldn't stand what she was doing, even though it was how he met her. At first, he pretended to be proud of her, but he gradually dropped his act and tried to distract her from what she was doing.
Can you help me hang something in the bathroom?
Yes, I will help you.
Stefan had gone to order some food while Marcia went to get something. Marcia's ancestors were keeping a close eye on Stefan and wanted to show Marcia who she had welcomed into her life. Stefan was busy hitting on the cashier, until, to his misfortune, Marcia suddenly stood behind him and overheard part of the conversation.
Can I have your phone number in case the meat isn't cooked through? I need to use the restroom. Is that your husband? No.
Marcia decided to ask Stefan if that was how he intended to treat her behind her back. She gave Stefan the opportunity to lie his way out of it. He made her doubt what she had heard and tried to convince her that she had misunderstood the conversation. In doing so, Marcia ignored her ancestors' warning. By doing so, she gave the manipulator the opportunity to manipulate her again.
No, I would never do that. You didn't hear me right?
Fortunately, Marcia didn't let herself be distracted from her goal. Certain patterns of Stefan's actions were becoming increasingly clear. He made many changes to the house, but it made her think more and more. Initially, he told her he liked to do nice things for the people he cared about. He still had to figure out for himself whether it was to please people or because he enjoyed it. It gradually began to seem as if there were other motives behind it. Marcia also began to notice that Stefan loved it when someone needed him. Even though he saw that something was needed, he preferred you to ask for it. He had many physical ailments that couldn't be resolved, and he didn't trust that there were healthier ways to heal. After all that massaging from Stefan, Marcia also started to experience neck pain, even though she had had no physical complaints at all before. Her neck pain was getting worse. She wasn't used to this. Pain never lasted this long for her. She started to worry and hoped she hadn't damaged anything in her neck. Stefan helped her by massaging her, but the pain was getting worse instead of better. Stefan had picked up some food because Marcia was arriving home late from a family visit. His hatred for her was obvious. He hoped she would choke on the food.
Thank you. That looks delicious. Wow. It's supposed to be that spicy.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. I had to get used to it the first time I ate it too.
Marcia's ancestors kept a close eye on Stefan. They saw his true face and made sure she would too. There was still some food left. And Marcia took another plate the next day.
Now it's not spicy at all. Dad, you put extra pepper in the food?
Marcia was glad to have some time alone. She tried to enjoy a movie, but the pain in her neck became so severe that she couldn't even enjoy it. Marcia's thoughts were haunting her. She was thinking about ending her and Stefan's relationship. She always got Stefan a glass of water when they went to sleep. Once, she forgot to get him a glass of water, and he said, "Okay, I'm not getting any more water." "You're starting to neglect me." She explains that she hadn't thought of it for a while. Marcia then asked Stefan to bring her a glass of water when he was done.
So you're just trying to get back at me, okay?
Of course not. I just forgot. Get back at me for what?
Stefan's reaction was very strange. It left a very unpleasant feeling. When Stefan finishes showering, he brings her a glass of water. But when she takes a sip, it tastes strange.
Do I taste toothpaste?
Good night.
Good night.
She calls it a passion, but it's just an addiction. No one believes what she has to say. At least I live in reality.
The atmosphere was becoming increasingly grim. Marcia's intuition started screaming at her. She didn't even care anymore if she caught him in his sneaky behavior.
I can't believe it. He does too. Am I crazy? Am I seeing this right?
Of course, she wasn't crazy. It was simply time for her to stop fooling herself and take her feelings and visions seriously. One day, it escalated into an argument. It was the last time he couldn't take her seriously anymore. Every argument she had, he returned as a question to her. It was truly due to her misunderstandings. He asked her if he shouldn't leave, to which she replied, "Yes, go then."
Okay, I'll leave then.
She literally had no feelings for him anymore. She was more disappointed in herself for not ending it immediately after being caught. The relationship was short-lived, but it should never have gotten this far. He tried to pretend it was a small matter they could talk about. But for Marcia, it was over.
I recall all my energy from Stefan B, from every timeline, every place, and every dementia. He has no right to use my energy. It is my energy and mine alone. Every burden is removed from my neck. He can no longer lean on my neck and is forever blocked and removed from my energy. Ashjay.
There was nothing left for Marcia to discuss. She took all the time for herself again, and regained her energy. She took good care of herself and forgave herself for not intervening sooner in what she saw. She felt wonderful again. The pain in her neck slowly began to disappear until it was completely gone. She now has no excuse to ignore certain patterns, and she never doubts her feelings again.
I'd rather be alone than unhappy with someone who wants to keep me stagnant. Now I can work on my passion and my goals again, and just be myself.
A karmic relationship isn't there to punish you. It's there to make you stronger, to help you realize and remember who you truly are, to fully step into your power. Therefore, never ignore your intuition again. And learn to recognize certain patterns so you'll never doubt yourself again, so you can put an end to karmic relationships. I hope this movie has made you wiser, and that more lights will turn on. Thank you for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel Nature by Nairas Art to support the channel. Thank you, let's rise, and until next time, bye-bye.